We told you about the controversy surrounding the death of a man in police custody in Arkansas. Jonesboro police say 21-year-old Chavez Carter shot himself in the head while handcuffed with his hands behind his back, but his mother begs to differ. I'm joined now by our legal contributor, Paul Callan. Paul, good morning. This case is getting a lot of attention. So many questions about how this could have happened, but the police chief put it this way, telling me, quote, "It's very possible and it's quite easy." As far as you know, is it?
Well, no, it's not easy. It is possible, but, you know, I did some research getting ready for this today just to see how we could explain such a bizarre shooting, and it's frankly very difficult to explain. However, escape artists, Harry Houdini, David Blaine, they know how to get out of handcuffs. I found the Guinness Book of Records, by the way, has a record for a blindfolded man getting out of a set of handcuffs in 3.5 seconds. So, is it theoretically possible? Yes, it is theoretically possible. But I will say this. This is highly unusual. I've never heard of a police shooting like this in the United States. I'm not saying that it's never happened, but it's certainly bizarre.
Yeah. Carter's mother, Chavez Carter's mother, says that he was left-handed. That's what she told reporters. But she also tells reporters that he was shot in the right temple. Now, police would only tell us when we pressed them on this that he was shot in the head. They wouldn't say which side. But how do you begin to build a case based on this? I mean, does it all come down to forensics?
Yes, I think it'll be more than forensics because we have video footage from 2 police cars which have not yet been released. So there's going to be some actual evidence that we can see. But forensic evidence, I think, will be very important. If he shot himself, there'll be powder burns on his hands indicating that he shot himself. There may be stipple marks on his back indicating the trajectory that the bullet took. And also, I think people are making an assumption here, statements are being made that he tried to kill himself. You know, there's another possibility, too. If he had the gun illegally tucked in his waistband, he might have just been struggling to get the gun out of his waistband to throw it on the floor of the police cruiser, so it wouldn't be associated with him, or maybe in his mind he thought that, and it accidentally discharged. Or it could be a deliberate police shooting. So we have a lot of possibilities here, Randy.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you know, we have a lot of smart folks tweeting me this morning also raising that question, could this have been an accident? And by the way, they do have, as you said, the video and the audio from the dash cam, but the cars were trunk to trunk, so they don't actually see Chavez Carter in the back seat, but they do see the officers, which, as you said, could be beneficial to what they're saying happened. But the police chief says that his officers searched Carter twice. They did miss that gun. Pretty unlikely, though. I mean, that even has the FBI baffled that they would miss a gun in 2 searches.
And then you have to come up, of course, and I'm sure the FBI is looking at that. If the police did commit this murder, and by the way, they're held to the same standards that anybody else is, that you and I would be. And obviously, if you were in your car and they found a man handcuffed in the back seat, shot in the head, you'd be under arrest for murder pretty fast. Now, they're giving these police officers the benefit of the doubt, and the one thing, of course, they're looking at is what would be the motive? Why would they want to kill him? And I don't know that I've seen anything yet that would indicate a motive that would suggest homicide in the case. But, you know, this is all going to come down to the physical evidence in the end, I think.
Right, and then you can flip that as well and say what would his motive have been to take his own life, because they only found $10 worth of marijuana. He wasn't really facing any serious charges. There was a bag of a white substance in the suspect's car, but it turned out to be something like sugar, so he would have been aware of that. So again, what would be his motive?
He wouldn't have a motive, and I'm not buying the motive of suicide. If the police are not involved in this, I think it's going to prove to be an accidental shooting while he was trying to struggle to get rid of the gun or to get it put on the floor of the police cruiser so it wouldn't be, at least in his mind, linked to him. And somehow the gun discharged accidentally. It's either that or it's a deliberate shooting by the police. I can't see suicide by Chavez Carter. It just doesn't ring true, Randy. I don't think so.
And the police say that they're working on their own reconstruction of what happened. They took a police car, a similar vehicle, they took the doors off, they took the cage out, just to see if it was possible, and they're going to compare that to the autopsy results. How much weight do you think that reconstruction will have?
Well, I think it'll be very important, but bear in mind, this investigation of the Jonesboro police should be conducted independently of the Jonesboro police, and I hope the FBI is more heavily involved than I've read, at least in initial reports, because anything that they reconstruct will be considered highly suspicious, and you kind of need an independent look at this. It's such a highly suspicious case, and as I said, it's the kind of case where if a civilian were involved, they'd clearly be under arrest right now for murder.
Yeah.
So we need a fresh look at this case, I think.
Absolutely, and the FBI is monitoring it, so we'll monitor it as well and keep an eye on it. Paul Callan, nice to see you. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you, Randy. Good morning.